Boom! And we're in. It's a Tuesday morning this week, and it's 9:30 a.m. We're in the Ins and Outs podcast studio with the white Asian camera ninja.
Always.
Sexy Jake Gibson.
Is that just me every week now?
Definitely the intro every week. Every week. Yeah, we're recording a Tuesday today. I couldn't do yesterday because I picked up some work, so we switched it to a Tuesday morning. It's been a week.
Yeah, man.
It's been a week. Don't you feel like the weeks go so freaking fast now?
So fast. I think this is like a big mark in the week as well, and it just feels like we're doing this like every other day at the moment.
Yeah, it's like this and Sundays are my two things in the week. I mean, I have lots of things in the week that I enjoy, but they're like the two where it's like a lot of attention goes to. So I feel like that kind of I pace towards that day. I'm always like, I can't wait for Sunday, or I can't wait for Monday or
the
Tuesday.
Highlight. Yeah.
It's like the highlight of the week. Yeah, man, it's been a week. What's been popping? I've had a crazy ass week.
I feel like we've got a lot to catch up on today.
It's been such a weird week. It's been stressful, but beautifully stressful. Like lots of new job opportunities coming in and stuff, which is super exciting. Which I've happened to say no to everything because I just not what I want to do right now.
You've had some good job offers as well.
Yeah,
we need
really
to dive into that.
Really good job offers, but well, a little bit, not too much, but yeah. It's been nice. Got offered a really, really big job, which was my dream job, which I said no to.
Dude, can you say?
I don't want to say.
You don't want to say?
I don't want to.
Should we dive into why you didn't say yes?
Yeah, I don't want to be douchey about it. Like I turned down this, but it's a pretty big job, and it's really something that I've died to do since the job existed. It was like my dream role.
Right.
And I said no, and they messaged me again last night, offering it me again. And I was just like, no.
Right. Dive in. Should we start on that?
Yeah. So it's just one of. Do you know what? No? It's one of those things like that. Timing is everything in life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, if this opportunity came along 3-4 years ago, I mean, I would have pounced on it in a heartbeat. Even a year ago, like maybe even 6 months ago, like. But I just where I'm at in my life is like it's not that I don't want the job. It's that I don't want the lifestyle of the job.
Gotcha.
Like, it's like 5 days a week. It would require me being in London all the time. And it's like...
Was it a short-term contract or like...
very vague. It was like short-term. They were like, oh, it could be a month, but it could be 6 months, and then leading into a full-time contract. And I was just like, nah.
Like a month or two?
Yeah, I could. But like, I just feel like all the things that I've really worked at, like, building over these past few months, like,
you wouldn't be able to do anymore.
I wouldn't be able to do anymore. Like, my program is my baby. Yeah. Like, we've just started doing this. Like, would we have the time to do this? Like,
I'll be traveling down to London with mics and cameras.
Yeah, but why would we be traveling to London? Because I wouldn't move there.
Right.
You know, like that means I've got to do a 2-hour commute
every day
there every day, and then a 2-hour commute back. Like, it's just that lifestyle. Like, it's the lifestyle choice that is like, hell no. Like, I'm 31. I've got a puppy and a fiance. Like,
yeah.
Not that I'm settled, but
you're pretty settled.
No, but it's not even. No,
part of that. But like
it's about having
those two parts of your life are obviously really big for you.
It's about having balance, right? And it's like, okay, well, if I put all my eggs in this basket, that means every other basket is gonna suffer.
Right.
You know, even though it's like a dream and I would love to do it, like it's gonna suffer. And dude, like when my agent called me and asked me to do it, like I knew. So I was walking the dog and I got a text saying, when you're free to... No, I was driving. Lies, I was driving. And I got a text saying, call me when you can. It was like 9:30 at night. And I was like... I knew straight away.
You got the job.
I knew what it was. Like, and I knew exactly what the conversation was going to be. And so I'd already planned in my head, like, how I was going to kindly reject.
Right.
You know?
So you've already pre-planned that you were not going to take the job.
Yeah. I thought about it a few times.
So it wasn't much conflict for you?
No, but it was really emotional.
Right. What kind of emotion?
Upsetting. I was quite sad.
Right.
Like saying no. It was a weird one. It was like something that I would love to have achieved and done, but it would ruin everything else that I'm kind of working on. Like this, you know, I've got some good teaching things that I really like doing. Like I've taken on a new role with a different company, which we can't really get into on here, but eventually we will. Like loads of different things. And I was just like, you know, it's just timing. Like literally, maybe even 3 months ago, I would have dived on it. You know?
Are you now suggesting that like the roles you do now have become more relevant and important for you?
I wouldn't say more relevant. It's not that they're more relevant.
Not relevant, but like they're a higher priority for you.
They're a higher priority because like this and the training program, they're like my baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to build this brand. I'm trying to build the ins and outs. I'm trying to build
rather than another brand.
And rather fill in someone else's pockets. Even though I get a nice wage from it, of course that's lovely. But I'm trying to build the brand of Kane Silver or the ins and outs. And doing this job would definitely hold some credit and some value, but it means I'd have to step away
from everything that you've done.
From everything that I've done for the last 6 months or a year. Like the program, I've been doing it over a year, like trying to build it. It means I'd have to step away from that. So it would be tough, man. So yeah, it was so sad. So I was like a proper chick. I said no. I went and told Georgia, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. And she was like, okay, you sure you're happy with that? And I was like, no, but I know it's the right thing. Because I always say, like, in life, I always think about the right thing, the wrong thing, or the real thing.
Yep.
And I was like torn between like, what is this? What decision is this? And I always do the real thing. I never do the right thing or the wrong thing. I always do the real thing. Right. And then this was the one.
What's the difference between right and real in your head? In your mind?
So the difference between right and real is like real would be how I feel.
Right. So
what's real to me might not be right for you. But if I've got to do the real thing to me, that's going to upset you. It could be swaying more to the side of wrong.
Gotcha.
Do you know what I mean? And I always try and do what's real because I'm the one that has to live with the decision.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what the outcome is, good or bad, I'm the one who have to be satisfied with it, right?
Yeah, of course.
So this was like, instead of it being, it was like the real thing. It was how I felt, but also it wasn't. So it felt like more towards the right thing instead of the real thing. You know, it was like, I know that in the future, saying no to this is going to benefit me. Yeah. So then I run a nice big bubble bath. Got a bottle of wine. I laid in the bar. Cried over it and drank my sorrows away. So man.
How did Georgia feel about it?
She was.
Mind me asking.
No, she was dope. Like, she's so supportive, man. Like, whatever I decide to do, she's so supportive. She understands that, like, this career is a short career. Yeah. Like, so she wants me to embrace it.
Get as much out of it as possible.
And, you know, she's a dancer. She gets it. She knows what's going on.
It's lovely that you have that. Do you know what I mean?
Dude.
Like, so many people just don't understand, like, self-employed lifestyle, business lifestyle, etc. So to have, like, someone in your corner.
Yeah. And, like, she knows I'm the ultimate hustler and the ultimate grafter. So she's always just, like, you know, she gets it. If anything, sometimes she's telling me not to do stuff, and it's not to not do it, but so I'll rest.
Gotcha.
Do you know what I mean? She's like, when you're gonna do meet you time? Like, when I'm gonna have Kane time and not work time?
It's funny, isn't it? It's like, I'm sure we'll dive into this more later, but for me, that is my time. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love what I do.
I love what I do, and even when I don't love it, I think it's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I do love it.
Absolutely. And that's why, like, well, how many hours do you reckon you work a week, straight day?
Couldn't tell you.
Like, there isn't a moment where it's not work.
There's not a clock in and clock out.
No.
It's always on the brain. Whether we're sat down watching TV or a film, my brain is somewhere rattling, going,
what should I do here?
What can I do for this? What can I do for that? Like, constantly, and it's awful, but constantly on my phone, like, get an idea, write it down.
I'm voice note you probably every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours without fail. And sometimes it's about nothing.
Kane, I've got this idea.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So no. Yeah. Life just a bit crazy at the moment.
In a good way.
In a great way.
In a lovely way.
In a great way. And then I got to teach on Thursday. I guess that wasn't this week, but the week gone. I got to teach for the first time at Performers in Birmingham.
So you went to Birmingham,
not the Essex one, Birmingham. So it's their first year. They opened in September, I believe. And
same everything?
It's the same company, like the same, but obviously different place.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never been to the one in Essex, but I'm assuming it's the same thing. And so I went. Didn't really know what to expect. I just was told that it's all first years. So I was like, okay, cool.
Are they more like? Have they got like a particular style that they quote specialize in?
I don't know.
Right.
Like
you literally know nothing about.
I know nothing. Like, I don't really. I've never really dived into what other like facilities, like colleges and stuff, offer, unless I see them put it online. And I've never seen lots from that company online and stuff
Gotcha,
like that.
gotcha.
I mean, I just know that they're a presence in the space of dance colleges.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, dope. I'd love to come and teach. Like, I'm always up for going and making connections. Obviously making money too, but like making connections, like building a relationship with new people. And like, you know, the benefit of it is them going, we had Kane Silver come teach. Who's Kane? He's from the Ins and Outs training program or the podcast. Like, there's always more than just that one-time visit behind why you do stuff. For
Absolutely.
me, I always
again,
think,
I think we'll dive into this more.
I always think, what long-term can become from this too, as well as just enjoying it for what it is.
Yep.
You're struggling with that microphone.
It's too damn heavy.
It's too damn heavy. We'll put it on the stand.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. Mate.
We could even pause and change it if you want to.
Nah, it's all good.
You're just gonna hold it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I hate microphones.
So we know. Yeah.
At
so
least I'm talking into it.
At least you're talking into it, not away from it.
Not away from
so I went and taught there on Thursday. Did 6 classes, long ass day, but it was lovely. And dude, like, they're in a beautiful building. They said it's not their building. They said they're renting it, but it was really beautiful. Right. And they were the nicest people to teach. Like,
student-wise.
Yeah, the etiquette was so nice. Like, obviously, like, you're a guest teacher, so I feel like everyone's on best behavior.
Yeah, it's gonna wait 6 months, see what they're like.
Yeah. But they were so nice. Like, they worked really hard. Like, lots of talent. Like, especially for first years. Like, but so lovely. Like, they'll all be like at the end of class, like, thank you so much. We had such a great time. Like, and I was just like, oh, this is nice.
This is nice.
Like, yeah, like really polite 18-year-olds. And I feel like because of, I think I blame lockdown and COVID's because of it. Watchers get blocked now on every profile because they say
Thanks,
COVID,
Kane.
but whatever.
We've worked so hard.
Instagram's going, no. I feel like that age between like 10 and maybe 20, where you're in those developmental stages, they've really lost the ability to communicate.
Have you noticed a difference in teaching? Have you?
Huge. Like, you talk to people and they're very unresponsive. And I'm not saying they're not listening or they're not enjoying, but they're just unresponsive.
It's not a two-way.
Because I feel like they've probably done, a year and a half on fucking Zoom, where they don't have to, where they're not allowed to talk, or they just nod their head or give you a thumbs up. And I've really felt a carryover since that. But they were really responsive. And I was like, yo, especially for the first time engaging with them, it was so nice.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Yeah. So I had a great time. So fingers crossed I get to go there a little bit more. I think it might be something that might possibly happen in the future, which is very exciting. So we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, man. And then what happened? What else? I didn't jump out of a plane this week, unfortunately.
Bungee jumping.
No, none of those things. Saturday, I went to London and taught for Perform Like a Pro. I believe that's what they called.
I think it was.
Perform Like a Pro. Run by a lovely lady called Lauren, who I'd never met before, and the incredible Paris Green. And that was cool, man. Like, it was dope.
What range of students was it?
I want to say, I saw a girl which probably looked like she was 12, but she danced like she was 16. So she might have just been really short. I don't know. But like, I'd say between like 12 and 17, 18.
Gotcha.
There was maybe a few older people, but the general range was like in there. So that was super cool, man. Like, I went up. It was just nice to go and do something different and teach for people I've never met. Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was an hour class. And dude, it went so fast. Like,
you do your usual 45 minutes of drills and 50 minutes
No,
of
not in an hour. Like, they'd hate it. But I did like 10 minutes drills, like warm up drills, like 2-3 songs. But it was really cool because Josh Denyer, who was video of the week last week, he joined in and took my class.
Did he?
So yeah, so it was super cool seeing him in the corner again, all funky and shit. So it's a few times now he's taken my class, and I've taken his class once, and I've done a private with him once. So we kind of have this like little exchange where we teach each other, because, you know, it's both of our complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
I couldn't imagine you doing Josh Denyer style at all.
Disgusting.
I would definitely want to see a video of that.
We have one somewhere. Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, you have to send that.
No, there's one online. We put it on Instagram, and everyone was taking the piss at me because I tried kicking my leg. I don't think it's on. It might have just been a story. I will find it and
find that. That can be next week's
laugh. We can laugh at it.
Laugh of the week.
Laugh of the week. But no, so he joined in, and it was super cool. And then what was really nice is downstairs there was an audition for a UK tour, and I want to say it was Gary Barlow. Don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but hey, I didn't sign
that one out later.
things. So I saw loads of girls downstairs at the Hub, which is a beautiful space. The Hub
I've seen
in London,
videos. Looks lovely.
dude. I've never been there. Like, it's such a beautiful studio.
What part of London is it?
I got off at Bethnal Green.
Gotcha.
I think I got off at Bethnal Green, and then I walked. Not the nicest of areas.
Right.
Walking through, not too spectacular.
London's like that, man. You can walk for 3 minutes and be in totally different areas.
Yeah, it wasn't the beautifulest of areas, but the studio was dope. Like, I walked in, I was like, this is gorgeous.
What made it so, like, different?
It felt very, it sounds so stupid, but it felt really clean.
Right.
Like,
just some studio,
it just felt clean. Like,
Yeah.
all the walls were super freshly painted. Like, the layout was really nice. 2 studios, really nice sizes. Beautiful studio. Shout out, I believe Bly runs it. So shout out to Bly. Dope house dancer. Dope dancer, but dope house dancer.
Right.
And so yeah, there was an audition downstairs, and then I looked in the studio and I saw my friend Leanne LeMay, who's like a choreographer and a professional dancer, and I've had her on the podcast, and I haven't seen Leanne in probably 2-3 years, and I was like, just, you know, you get that feeling when you see someone that like, you kind of like, it made me feel like, oh my God, I haven't seen you so long. And I got so excited that I wanted to run in the room and be like, hi. But you know, you're like, you can't because there's an audition. So that was cool. And then my agent, Jerry Reeve from Coots, was in there. And like, if you've listened to any of the episodes before, like, I always say, like, for me, like, my career would never have been what it is without him. And he always says, no, you had a career because you worked hard and you're talented. But like, he was so supportive of me, like, from the jump when I moved to London. Like, he was my main source of how I got work.
Gotcha.
So, like, even just seeing him and we come out, we had a little chat and had a hug. And I don't know, man, it just felt like I haven't been around the people who are a massive part of my life when I was really working as a dancer in such a long time. Like, you know, obviously I see John and stuff a lot. And like Marco, like my friends, my friends who aren't just friends because of dance,
but
not like the people from the industry. So I don't know, there was something like really nostalgic about it, and I was just left there feeling like really full. Like I was like, do you know what I mean? Like I got to see some really like great people who are a huge part of my journey.
Yeah.
So it was dope, man. Like,
do you build much relationships with like agencies and stuff?
Like
I don't know the relationships between dancer and agency.
I think it's different for every dancer and every agent. Like, I don't think anyone's going to have the exact same relationship. Like, mine with Jerry was amazing. Like, I could never say a bad word. Like, the nicest ever. I've been with other agents where, you know, it's not always been mutual feelings, maybe. Or, like, you know, there's been issues or, like, there's been a clash of heads. But, like, the majority of all the agents that I've worked with have always been really good to me. Like, I know there are some agencies out there which I don't really like how they conduct themselves. Gotcha. Maybe I've had 1 or 2 experiences with them and I've just kind of never seeked it again. And they probably haven't seeked me either because maybe it was just, you know, both don't like each other. Not like each other on a personal level, but it just doesn't click. You know what I mean? But my relationships with my agents that I've worked for like more than a few times have always been great. Like, especially like Jerry. Like, my relationship with Chris Minot is, like, really good. And then, like, the people at AMCK I get on with really well. I would say they're the main ones that I worked with in the UK. And then, like, Block in LA were a dream.
Right.
Like, Lainey and her brother and all the, like, the agents on there, they were always a dream. I always had good relationships. But I just think if you're a people person, like, majority of the time you'll click with people. Right? Yeah. And I just kind of keep it as, like, a no bullshit policy. You know what I mean? And just be... And the same thing, like, I'm really real. I always feel like I'm kind of Marmite. Like, you either like me or you don't, and either one is I'm okay, as long as you know that I'm going to be me. Yeah.
And that I think like that's a trait that I always try and carry over. Is like, I never try and beat around the bush. Like, just be upfront about, and because then everyone knows where they stand.
Yeah. The real thing, the right thing, or the wrong thing.
Absolutely.
Do the real thing.
I like that. I might lock that one in.
And, you know, that's kind of how I try and approach stuff. I haven't always, but as I've got older.
And I think it is really important, especially business, and obviously like agency is kind of like a business relationship, is, be straight up about what your intentions are. Because
But I know loads of dancers which are terrified to talk to their agents. Or like...
Why is that? Do you think it's because like a way
they see them
represent themselves?
They see them as a hierarchy.
Right.
They see them as like they have control and they have the power. Which
is mental because you're the one that has the power, right?
No, a bit of both. Like, the agent gets the job opportunities, not the dancer. It's not very often that a production company goes to a dancer and says, I want to hire you. They normally go to an agency and say, we want to hire dancers. So if you don't have a good relationship with that agency, then they're not going to pick you, right?
They're not going to get work for you.
Yeah. Or like if you've done something bad, or if you've said that something which you might be seen as a nuisance, like then you're not going to be on their priority list, because they're going to go, oh, that Kane guy, he's the difficult one that complained or moaned about something.
So it's kind of like you work for them rather than they work for you.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be, because it's not. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
I feel like that's kind of skewed, because I feel like...
I think it works in both ways.
Right.
Like, all my relationships with agents have always been like mutual. Like, yeah, they've got me the job opportunities, but they've also, if I've asked for help, they've helped.
They've helped, yeah.
It's a mutual. But essentially, you're correct. Like, the agent does work for the dancer as an agent. That's why they take a cut. So they take commission. You know what I mean? Like, they don't pay us, we pay them. But although the money comes through them, like, we're not taking a cut of their money.
No.
But I
think
it's
just because there's such a demand, like there's so many dancers out there that they kind of have that ability to kind of act like the boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, like it's different with everyone. But no, really lovely weekend. And then obviously yesterday we had the program. No, yesterday.
It wasn't yesterday.
Sunday.
We used to filming on Mondays.
Yeah. Sunday we had the program with filming week. Jake the camera ninja forgot
my gimbal.
Forgot your gimbal, but saved by the padre.
Yeah.
Saved by the father.
I was driving through Swindon, so I was like, yeah.
This couldn't have worked out better.
Couldn't have worked out better.
How long would have your detour been to go back and get the gimbal?
Hour and a half.
Wow.
45 minutes there.
That was
would have
saved
done
for
it.
the bell.
Yeah. Would have done it though.
Yeah. I know you would have done it, but I was really reluctant to letting you go. You're like, I'm going to go and do it. And I was like, yeah, but you can just hold it. And you're like, it's going to be shit. And I was like,
I just always think best foot forward, always.
I know you do. And that's why we're here. But, but I was just like, oh, I really didn't want you to leave. I was like, no. But hey, yeah, man.
Came out, worked out.
Yeah, really great weekend. We got
videos.
some good videos being online. Some of them already online from the dancers, but we'll post some online this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Overall, a lovely week. How was your week?
Good. I was ill last week, but battle through.
Not the eye corona.
No, just a little cold flu.
Just a little keep
no,
I was gonna say if it was the eye corona, get the fuck away from me. But
of course not.
No, we're good.
No, lovely week.
Yeah,
Busy,
lovely
always.
week. So I sent you Instagram post which I saw online about I don't know what show it was, I can't remember, but people throwing out abuse whilst in the damn theatre. Yeah, I just screenshot. I didn't send you the actual post. So I can't even remember who posted it. I think it was a guy called Billy.
Bring that up.
Who's in the show. I think. I might be lying. And this Alex Thomas Smith put on Twitter, if there's one thing we won't allow at Juliet, it's shouting homophobic abuse at me and, I can't read that because it's blue and I can't see it from here, someone else mid-song. Hate isn't welcome here or anywhere else for that matter, and yes, it will get you thrown out onto the street. Lead with love, I promise you, it's so much easier. So, I was like, okay, shouting abuse, like, that's kind of not okay in a theatre or anywhere, let alone homophobic abuse. Like, why would you go to watch a musical and throw abuse at someone on stage, let alone homophobic abuse?
Yeah.
Why would you throw any abuse? You've paid
to be there. Yeah.
Surely you fucking know what you're signing up for.
That was my thought process is, surely you know what the show's about or have a baseline.
Well, even if you don't know what it's about, like, you're going to the theatre, you're paying to go somewhere. Why the fuck would you throw abuse at the people who are there to entertain you? Let's just remove the homophobic part a moment. Why on earth would you go somewhere and pay your cold, hard-earned cash to not enjoy yourself and throw abuse?
Because humans are fucked.
Like, when it's like a sport or like a game or a match and you're on one team and you're against another team,
you kind of understand it.
I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Like,
even still,
if I was
football
going to watch a
hooligans.
Tottenham match and they're against Arsenal, I'd be like, fuck you, Arsenal. Like, do you know what I mean?
Fuck you, Tottenham.
You spot Arsenal?
Used to. Not
Yeah,
anymore.
there you go. See, perfect. Like, I get it. Or like, but you're going, there's no team. There's one team. And you've paid to watch them. And they're there busting their ass of something they've probably trained their whole fucking life for. And they're really good at because they're doing it at the highest pinnacle. And you're going to throw abuse at them.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that about? And then, to top it off, you throw homophobic abuse. Well, we know that musical theatre, you know, is not full of a bunch of butch rugby players.
No.
Like, you know, you're not going to get Frank Bruno on stage or like Mike Tyson very often. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why would you put yourself in that position to throw abuse at someone on stage? It is horrendous. I would be so intrigued. I wish we had more information.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And I would
feel a
love
bit
to
out
know
of
how it
context.
was dealt with.
And it's also like, did that audience member go specifically to hurl abuse, or was it like a spontaneous reaction to something? Like,
Did something
was
happen?
there like
Yeah.
a gay scene or whatever, and they reacted negatively to
Yeah.
it, or did they go to actually shout abuse from the get-go?
Exactly, and that's why I feel like I would love to know more on a deeper level than just what I've read.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even like in musical theatre, like you don't have that with the people on stage. Like, let's remove the homophobic abuse. You don't even have interaction with the people on stage.
No.
Like, normally musicals in the West End aren't interactive. You shut the fuck up and watch.
Yep.
Whilst they do their job. You know, it's not like pantomime. Pantomime is like, he's behind
more
you.
back and forth.
No, he isn't. It's back and forth. But like the majority, unless Juliet is like this, I don't know. I've not seen it. But the majority of musicals aren't interactive like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you can laugh at stuff and you can clap at stuff, but you don't get involved. It's not stand-up comedy. You don't heckle the fucking people on stage. Like, let alone throw abuse, man.
Yeah.
Like at someone which is doing... And for people that aren't performers, I'm assuming everyone that listens or watch this is, so you'll understand. But like, say you're a bank teller. Say you work in a bank and someone goes to get money and you won't let them, you know, and they're pissed off at you and angry and they give you abuse. Like, that's not okay in any facet. However, it's probably just a job to you. This is my assumption.
Right.
It's probably just a job to that person.
Yeah, there's not like a passion.
There's not a passion. It might not be like something that's dear to them. It might just be like, this is a job that I've managed to land and it's a great job. However, the people who are on this fucking stage, I'm telling you, it is their life.
Mm-hmm.
It is their absolute pride and joy. They will eat, breathe and sleep performing. Like, you don't know when you're throwing abuse at someone on stage whilst they're performing, what that does to them.
And I think there is, like, when you speak to muggles, there's such a disconnection between how hard dancers and performers as a whole work.
Yeah.
Like, people just think it's like, oh, it's just a bit of dancing. Oh, it's just a bit of acting or whatever. It's like, fucking hell. As I said, there's a disconnection between the reality of a performer's lifestyle and the work that goes into it to what people, like, see on stage.
Their entire lifestyle is catered to this show.
Yeah.
Like, and it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Like, I wanted a job, but I didn't want the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Their whole lifestyle is dedicated
Performing.
to going on stage every night to entertain people. And you're going to throw abuse at them. Do you know what, like, that's not just a word. You're affecting their entire life, their entire week. Like, maybe if you're a singer, like, you might not go out all week. You might spend and go and socialize and drink because you've got to make sure your voice can do 10 shows a week.
Yeah.
Or like, if you're dancing, same thing. You're like constantly looking after yourself to make sure you can go and entertain and someone abusing you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been on stage that I can remember a few times where like I've had personally abuse.
Have you?
Yeah. So Dream Boys, when we were doing Dream Boys on tour, I've been called the ugly one, like on stage,
Really?
like shit like that. Yeah, I had like a woman be like, "You're ugly," and I was like, "Cool, you're fat." Like, do you know what I mean?
Really?
I didn't say that, but I wanted to be like,
Because you're not like...
no, I'm fucking.
I mean, you're right.
I'm a solid 5. Like, I'm a.
No, I'll give you a 6.
With clothes on, I'll give myself a 5. Take my top off, I'll go to an 8. I'm like, all right.
Do you reckon?
But yeah, but but like, do you know what I mean? Like that, and I'm kind of thick-skinned, so like, you know, I'm
doesn't
ginger.
bother you.
I was bullied my whole fucking life through
Yeah.
school. Like, I can take it. But I've been shouting abuse. Like, I've been booed at Dream Boys in my solo. I got booed once, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like,
And do you just carry on?
I'm the dick, innit? So normally I go, boo you, like, or I'll engage.
And why did
But
someone
at
boo
Dream
you?
Boys,
Was it
I can
because
do
you're-
that because it's not as
serious.
It's not as
Yeah.
serious. It's not as scripted. We have that interaction. We have
Yeah,
those
yeah.
moments. Like, I fuck around every show.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
and
a bit more
essentially,
playful.
I'm the kind of person that You think you can roast me? Like, I'll fucking roast you worse.
Gotcha.
Like, if you want to be mean, I'll be meaner.
You should have
Like,
definitely got them up on stage.
Like, oh no, I wouldn't been able to get her. Like,
One of them ones.
yeah. Like,
But again, it goes to show, like, the people that are normally ones shouting abuse are normally the ones that...
are very uncomfortable or insecure.
Yeah.
And then we used to do the 2020 cricket. And they used to have us dance on like these platforms. Everyone got like a point or a run or whatever. Kind of like cheerleaders, but they wanted to make it cool. So they had like break dancers and hip hop dancers. And dude, we used to do that every summer for probably 3 years for an agent called Julie Kavanagh. She was very lovely as well. JK Dance. And bro, we just got abused the whole time.
Really?
They would shout so much shit at us. And there was a guy called Lewis Blundy. Like, he was a dancer, and I was on his thing, and they kept calling him like Mophead because he had a big afro.
Right.
And we were going up and dancing, and they were calling us all the gay slander under the sun, like, you know what I mean, like anything. And they were just drunk men in the crowd, like shouting abuse, thinking it's funny. I found it funny, but like I can imagine not everyone would.
Yeah.
So then my idea was to Lewis. I was like, right, we need to stop dancing. Like, I know that's what we're here for, but this isn't working. We need to like win them over. Let's make them laugh. Mm-hmm. So they kept calling him Mophead. So I was like, you're going to plank. I'm going to hold your feet.
And be a
and
fucking...
you're going to
When
mop.
you said moped, I was like...
And we're going to mop the floor.
Yep.
So we did that. And like they all started laughing. Like we won them over. And then another number come on. And they played like a Michael Jackson, A, B, C. Mm-hmm. Easiest. So I made him stand off stage and I pretended his head was a microphone. Right. Like just shit like that. Like to get them engaged and laugh along. But yeah, like, you know. People, you know, it happens. It does happen. But, like, I get it if it's... I don't get it. But I get it if it's somewhere where you're not meant to be. Or, like, if you're in an environment that what you're doing doesn't fit.
Yep.
But as an audience member, you've gone to their environment.
Yep.
It's just fucking dumb.
No. Shows ignorance of humanity, though, doesn't it? I say humanity.
Yeah. Keep your mouth by that microphone. Yeah, but what a fucking douchebag. I hope he got kicked out. Or, like... something. I'm gonna try and chase that up. I'm gonna message this guy on Twitter.
Do you know anyone that performed?
I know some people in the show.
Gotcha.
I could ask.
Be an
them.
interesting topic to bring up again next week if you get a bit more info.
We'll hit up Billy or Rian. So that was. I wanted to talk about that because that's not okay. And if you are on stage and someone shouts abuse at you,
shout abuse
just
back.
know.
No, I'm kidding.
Don't get
Fuck
fired.
you.
Don't get fired. Just know that you're a fucking gangster for pursuing your dream and pursuing your passion. And not everyone is fucking brave enough to take that gamble on themselves. No. Everyone wants to play safe and fucking rely on just turning up and getting their coin and playing the easy thing. Like, if you're putting your passion and you're gambling on yourself to go and achieve your dreams, you don't deserve abuse from anyone, man. You're a gangster.
Words by Kane Silver.
Topic of the week.
Topic of the week. This is going to be an interesting one.
Talent versus hard work. Talent versus hard work. Where do we begin? My experience of this would be, for me personally, I was never the talented one.
Right.
Never the talented one. Like when it.
Are you talking about like dance specifically, or just
we can
any
relate?
topic?
No, we can relate it to dance because I feel like it's more
relevant.
acceptable for it's relevant. But most things I'm not very talented at. I just figure out a way to figure it out and then work really hard to be good at it.
Yeah.
But talent for me, like, so when I started dancing, I was never the good one. I was the one with the most energy. Mm-hmm. I was the most enthusiastic. I was the one that cared the most, but I was never the good one.
When did you start dance?
Probably my first ever experience of dance, I was probably like 11, but it wasn't dancing. It was like this woman, Tracy Brown.
Some Zumba class gone wrong.
No, she brought to my primary school boys to do a performance. It was a group called Rubicon Boys, and she brought them on, and they did a performance on micro scooters.
Right.
So instead of dancing, they were all on scooters, and they would like make patterns and go in and out of each other, and they would jump or do tricks on beat to the music, and then they'd get off and do a tiny bit of dancing,
right,
and then get back on the scooters. And I was like, yo, that's so cool. Like, so then she did an after school dance club, and again, we didn't dance. You like run and jumped over each other, but you were only allowed to do cool shit when music was on. So it was about building the relationship with you, moving, and music. It wasn't about being like, this is 1 and 2 and 3, because I wasn't there. I was like 11. And even at that, I was the shit one. I was quite athletic, so I could always jump the furthest if we were jumping over people or something.
Were you sporty?
Yeah, football, rugby. running, anything moving stuff, like anything physical, I was good at. But anything which required some sort of elegance or grace,
Yeah. I feel we're playing on that one.
awful, awful. Like I always say, I'm made to carry stuff. Like I'd make a great labourer. I just don't like getting cold. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck getting cold.
Yeah, fuck getting cold. So yeah, so it started like that. And then I kind of kept doing that for a really long time. And then I joined Fahrenheit, where I started competing at UDO. And again, at the time, cut the story short, I got my best friend Kyle, Kyle Anthony, shout out, go find him on the Instagram, who's doing Starlight Express at the moment. I got him to join with me because I wasn't brave enough to keep doing it on my own as a teenager. And he was naturally good, like from the jump. I was like, motherfucker. Like,
Was that his first dance experience?
yeah, yeah. And I was like, motherfucker, like you can, what I called at the time, body popping. Like you could like wave, you could do moonwalk, everything better than I could within a week. I was like,
Right.
God damn you. Like he could do freezes better than I could within 2 weeks. I was like, I've been doing this for ages. Like, and you're already better than me. Like, so I was never the talented one, but I was always the most enthusiastic. I will never forget doing a performance and my mum coming and watching me saying, and she was like, well, you had the most energy. Like, do you know what I mean? And you look like you were having so much fun.
Yeah.
And that was a way of probably going,
You're shit.
you weren't the best, but good job.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you tried. Do you know what I mean? And
Yep.
I was kind of okay with that. Like, I was okay with that because I was just having a really good fucking time. Do you know what I mean? And then when I went to college, not the first college I went to. Oh, no, we could use the first college. So I went to Rubicon for a year. They did a year's course. And there was even some people there, and I'm not going to say people's names, don't throw them under the bus, but like, again, just could naturally do everything.
Gotcha.
Like, I was always looking at them and be like, why are you so good? Like, why can't I be as good as you? Why aren't I as good as you? Even when I went to my next college, where I did 2 years in Swindon, a place called Liberatus, you know, people would come in, like these girls, which have been doing it since they were 6, and they're incredible.
Yeah.
And like just naturally gifted, you know what I mean? Like from day one, I was like, oh my God, you're fucking insane. And I'm like, just the rugby player in the corner who's trying really hard,
I can two-step.
but can't do anything. And like, I feel like the difference of why some of them were successful, but like majority of the time, the people that I trained with, not so much the people that I teach, I don't really know, but like the people that I trained with, or the ones that I was like, I looked up to dancing, growing into an adult, trying to achieve my dream, I didn't make it.
Right.
And I always was like, but it's funnier because like our start place, they were way, way, way above me.
Well, I think there is correlation with this in all fields, not necessarily just dance, is if you're talented at something, you're less likely to succeed because you become complacent.
And maybe they're always told that you're good.
Yeah. And so then there's an expectation to be the one booking the jobs. I think it's an easy way to get lazy.
Yeah.
If you spend the first, let's say you're at college for 3 years and you get booked for every job, not a job, but like pick the
out for
shows,
every show or
and
whatever.
stuff.
You told you the good one.
Yeah. And then the moment you leave college and then you fail your first audition, I'm sure there's a big drop off. And then
Because they're always used to being the
Yeah.
success. And then as soon as there's a
But if
rejection,
you're used to being rejected,
yeah,
and you still going,
Yeah.
then
like
that's the recipe for success. I
like
think.
all the successful ones, like once they finish their training, they maybe tried for a little bit, and when there's quiet or nothing's happening or they're getting rejected, they all dropped off within like 2 years.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
not all, but the
lot.
the majority. And like, I was never the gifted one. I was never the talented one, but I always kind of knew what I wanted to do. And all I figured out was like, whatever I don't know, ask people.
Yeah.
And I was that person. So like, I'd be like, I'm shit at this. Let me ask someone how I get good at it.
And
Let me ask someone what I should do to achieve my dreams. Like, instead of just being like, I'm just going to go with the flow and like be on my morals, I'd find Glenn Ball and I'd be like, yo, how do I become a professional dancer?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, you need to do this, 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 and this.
And
Cool.
this is like that's something that I've definitely discovered in the last couple of years. Is just fucking ask questions. Like, you look like an idiot for a minute, but the reward of asking that stupid question gets you so much further.
So much further. Well, you've just, if they can give you the answer, you've saved yourself so much figuring out time.
Absolutely. There's a quote that kind of comes to mind is, if you're the best in the room, you're in the wrong room.
100%.
And I totally believe in that. And I'm constantly trying to ask people who, in every field that I work in, who's better than me. And then I just ask questions.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to sound like an idiot.
Yeah. Like, I didn't work that hard in college because I genuinely hated it. Like, I genuinely
Really?
hated dude, I fucking hated it. Ballet, contemporary jazz every day. I hated it. I wanted to be a commercial dancer. I wanted to dance for artists. I wanted to do, in my head, what I saw as cool stuff. I hated it. But I knew I had to understand some sort of it to be able to go and get these opportunities. Because you have to have a basic understanding. You don't have to, but it's better to have a basic understanding.
Like dance terminology and all the rest of it.
And then I got a scholarship to Millennium Performing Arts in London, and I left after 6 weeks. And everyone was like, "You're an idiot! Like, you're giving away a £36,000 scholarship, blah blah blah." And I was just like, "It's just not for me. I'm spending all this effort and time doing something." Or actually, I wasn't even putting much effort in or time in, but I was meant to be to do this thing that I don't want to do.
Right.
Like, to go and sing, to go and act. I don't want to be these things. Like, I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was like, I can remove myself from this environment where I enjoy 10% of it, and I can submerge all my energy and effort into maybe the thing I love, even if that's only double the amount of time of what I'm doing what I like. Even if that only makes up 20% of my time. That's more than 10. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I quit college. I fucking moved to London. I was in London, but I moved neither into London. And I hustled, man. I used to stand outside Pineapple and just look through the window and watch the people who were better than me. Watch what was happening. Figure out shit. Like, and then the more I stood there, people would be like, "What are you doing here? I see you here all the time." I'd be like, "Oh, my name's Kane. Nice to meet you." They'd be like, "You should take class." And I'd be like, "I've got no money." And they go, "Oh, you can come take class." And I'd be like, "Well, instead of doing it for just free, like, what if I press play and stop on the music for you?"
Right.
Saves you walking back and forth the speaker. I make myself useful.
Absolutely.
Like, I become a credit to that person. Like, I'm like, "Oh, I can't pay you, but I can pay my way.
Give you service.
Give you service." And then I started getting free classes, and I was really fortunate that I moved in with one of my bestest people in my life, David Ratcliffe, who was already more established than I was in the dance industry, and he was friends with Cisco, Anthony Kay, all these people who were in the know. So I just was always, like you just said, around people who were better than me.
Yeah.
I was always with the people who are like a generation above me. So like all my friends were 5 to 10 years older. You know what I mean? Like, because I was supposed to still be in college. I was meant to still be in second year at college or first year at college.
Oh shit! So you dropped out quite early then.
Yeah. Right. I still did I did 3 years training.
So how old are you at this point?
19.
Oh shit!
19 when I dropped out.
Right.
And then by the time I was 20, I'd started booking jobs.
Gotcha.
Do you know what I mean? I'd booked a few jobs before that, but like I wasn't working.
Yeah.
You know, I'd done a job here and there, but I started working at like 20. And it's down to like busting my ass when I left. Like, I had no fucking money. I didn't have anything. I lived on like fucking Weetabix. I used to get the train from where I lived into central London. I'd get off at Waterloo before they had any gates there.
Yeah.
And I would make sure that I could not have to pay for the train.
Yep.
Because I couldn't afford to, and I'd walk. And if there'd be ticket people, I'd try and run past them.
Yep.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Way.
Just to get to Pineapple, just to find a way to make it there. And I'd always be in with people who are way better than me, and I was like, I'm aware that I'm the shit one of the people that I'm with. But that's okay.
That's okay.
Because if I stay around them, I'm gonna become the better one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the talented one, but I'm gonna work really hard.
This is the thing I think about hard work. Like, hard work isn't just how much effort you put in when you're in a class. It's everything that you do on the outside,
dude.
And
it's the lifestyle.
It's 100%. It's like being self-employed and running your own business and blah 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 blah. You know, as a dancer, you're basically running a self-employed business, right? It's how do you communicate with people? You know, what relationships are you building? Like, there's so much more to it. Like, how are you filling in the gaps when you're not taking class? You know, are you standing outside Pineapple looking through the window and learning, or are you sitting at home watching fucking Netflix?
Yeah. So my theory was always, and especially when I was in LA, because it was so tough. I remember being like, people be like, "Oh, you've got the day off. Like, what are you doing?" I'd be like, "No, I don't." They'd be like, "What are you doing today?" I'd be like, "Going to the gym, taking 2 classes, going on a hike. I'm gonna go home and stretch." That didn't happen very often. But like, you know, I'm gonna go online and do some research. I'm gonna figure out who's choreographing what jobs. I'm gonna go and get inspired and watch some cool dance videos or music videos. I was always finding a way to put myself in a better position. You know what I mean?
100%.
Or like, I'm gonna go and do some research on what I should wear to an audition.
Yep.
Like, I'm gonna figure out what's popping at the moment, who's on what jobs, what are they good at, why are they on the jobs. Like, there's so much more work that goes into your craft than just the actual work or just the dance?
Oh, 100%. And I think, like, I was talking to a good friend about this recently. She's recently graduated, and she was saying that throughout your whole education life, you're told structure. You're given everything.
You're given everything. I say this to every student.
And then you come out
College
and you're
is
like,
easy.
Yeah, like education's a fucking piece of piss.
You're told what to do. You have someone making the choice for you every day. It's just whether you go through the choice.
And whether you show up. The only thing, it's like almost becomes a binary option. It's like, do I show up? Yes or no?
Yeah, and then it's how much effort do you put in when you show up.
When you show up, 100%. And then now she's out of college. She's like, what the fuck do I do with my time? So I said to her yesterday, fucking book in your calendar now what tomorrow's going to look like. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up, I'm going to do fucking yoga, stretch, work out, take a steezy class, practice a bit of fucking choreo, whatever. Like, actually diarize your day. Because
so you know what you're going to
You know
achieve.
what you're doing at what time.
Instead of waking up and being like,
on.
so what shall I do today? And then it takes you to midday to make a decision.
And absolutely. It's like people wait for something to happen to them, and they kind of have this expectation that life will come to them rather than stepping into it and making it happen yourself.
Making it happen.
And it's a fucking jigsaw puzzle, and you got to put that shit together.
Yeah, and you're going to fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, you're going to do things, you're going to make mistakes, it's going to go wrong, it's going to feel like shit sometimes. But, like Dory says, just keep swimming.
Just keep
swimming. Like, for me, as soon as you're static and you start being still and you're not progressing, you're regressing.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as static. You're
Yeah.
either moving forwards or backwards. Because if you're static, everyone else might still be swimming. So, like, when I was in LA, dude, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and I'd go for a walk in the morning to get some morning cardio in. But it was just neat. I'd just walk in and I'd FaceTime my mum because of the time difference. It would work. And then I'd go to the gym. I'd be in the gym at like 7:30. Like, people didn't take class till 7:30 at night most of the time. Like, dancers don't get up until like fucking midday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we have that lifestyle. We're evening kind of people.
Yeah.
But I'd get up at 7:30. I'd be in the gym. I'd hike, and I would have had really, really healthy food before it even hit midday. And I'd probably done my laundry and stuff to make sure if something comes up in the day, I'm available.
Yeah.
Or I have options.
And that's the hard work.
That's the hard work. Not taking class.
Class is the easy
Class
part.
is the bit you like.
Yeah.
Class is the fun bit. Hard work is doing the shit that maybe you don't want to do. Is doing the shit that you don't like. Is making the choices like, oh, I want a lazy day today. Yeah, cool. That lazy day could determine that someone else is better than you tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, all these things play off. And I think people who are talented, not all, but a lot, is like, they're just told you're good. So from the jump, you're like, oh, well done, you're so good. They're rewarded all the time. So then they're not chasing anything. There's no goal. Like, I was dying to be told I was good.
Yeah.
I was dying to get first place at competition. I was dying to get an opportunity, but I wasn't good enough to. So I had to work really hard to get the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Whereas when you're talented, and you might have put in the work as a kid,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Or when you were younger, but like, you know, when it counts is when you're trying to make a career of it, right? Like, the lifestyle of it. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe you just take your foot off the throttle and you rely on that talent.
Well, this is kind of what I was saying earlier, right? It's like the talented people probably work less hard because it's, again, this a complacency is put there. So no, I 100% agree. I think,
like, even stuff like I've never not had a six pack since I was 21.
right. And that takes fucking work.
Never. I'm
Takes
30.
work.
I'm 31. Like, I've had 10 years
with
being
six-pack.
solid under 10% body fat.
Yeah.
Like, maybe under 12. But, like, without fail, yeah, I've had water retention. But I know the next day it'll be gone and I'll have abs if I need it. And people go, oh, you're obsessed. I'm like, no, I'm ready.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, it did become obsessive for a while. But it's because it was so essential, right? It's because it became...
it's your job,
became
right?
a habit. Yeah, dude. Like,
How you look
and I was
and how you
like,
perform on
I'm going to
stages.
make sure, I didn't want to fucking not eat pizza with everyone when everyone had pizza. I didn't want to not enjoy drinking with everyone when everyone was drinking. But I knew that if an opportunity came, I wasn't going to let that be the reason I don't get it.
Absolutely. And this is like, I guess this goes into discipline versus motivation. It's like, fuck motivation. Motivation is such a temporary experience.
Yeah.
And you can't rely on motivation.
You cannot rely on motivation.
Like, discipline is 99% of success.
I used to have...
the discipline to be able to eat the right foods and keep a six-pack
on Christmas
up
Day...
I go to the gym on Christmas Day.
I've been to the gym on Christmas Day.
For the last like 4 or 5
I mean,
years.
you own a gym, so it does help.
It does make it a bit
It
better.
does make a bit
But
of a
even
difference.
before I own a gym, I'd go for a run.
Yeah, dude. Like on Christmas Day, all my family, they all. I do now. I'm older, 100%, and now I have more balance, and I understand my body better, and I'm not auditioning every day. I fucking splurge. I had Domino's last night, like, but I know my body so well now that I know how much I can have,
Yeah.
and all for the rest of the day, I had spinach and really healthy shit and chicken. Like, you know what I mean, it's balance, and I'd done 8 hours of cardio yesterday, so I could afford to
You're allowed
have,
to have
of
a
teaching.
pizza.
I could afford to have a pizza.
Absolutely.
It actually did nothing. But like, okay, so being able to do that has come from having so much discipline and doing, figuring out what I can eat and when I can eat it through hard work over the past 10 years. So on Christmas Day, all my family would like drink or they'd have like chocolate and stuff. I would never. I didn't even have like, I'd have like meat, veg, and like some healthy starch on my Christmas dinner. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing, because I think it's about balance, and I think it's about fulfilling stuff. You got to fill both cups sometimes.
Yep.
So I've got to fill that like emotional, social side of my life too. And I was very unbalanced.
Gotcha.
I was a really, really good professional dancer, and
But your social life
me as a human wasn't so great and fulfilled. But I'm not promoting that you should just do one or the other. You want to try and have both. But I think what happens is the majority of the time is people who don't make it is because they're probably doing too much of the having
shit.
fun side,
Yeah.
and they're not willing to put in the work.
Absolutely.
Or make the choices as now it's time to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I think what you said earlier makes a lot of sense. Like, I'm not obsessed, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like that made it, yeah, I think that was a big click moment or whatever. And I think people should definitely take note of that. It's like, even if you haven't got an audition coming up, be audition ready.
Yeah.
At any moment.
Always.
You know?
Like I used to have headshots in the back of my car and CVs without fail. I had an audition outfit in the back of my car, always ready. And if I used it, I'd clean it and put it back in the car.
Yeah.
I'd have always like...
And that's also like a mental preparation for you. Like, it's like you're also kind of putting out, not like on a spiritual sense, but like you're putting it out into the world that you're ready to take on any audition and anything. And people pick up on that. You know, the character that you are and how you constantly portray yourself, people will pick up and buy into.
Yeah. Granted, I've been the other end as well. There's been jobs where I've gone hungover to fuck. And I've partied and I've made the mistakes. But I feel like all those mistakes got me on the discipline side and got me on the like, I have to be ready. And it's through trial and error. And what I found was like, maybe I'd be on a job with people who like the party lifestyle. And I'd be like, I want to hang out with these for a little bit. And then I'd live their life, and 2 weeks in, I'd be like, I can't live this life. I can't do this. This isn't how I succeed. Like,
which brings me on to, I suppose, my next point of what like I consider hard work. There's a quote or like an idea that you are an average of the 5 people you hang around with the most, and that's challenging to be around 5 people who promote and make you better, because so many times you're kind of persuaded into going out drinking, having fun, whatever. Do that next week, fucking whatever, procrastinating, whatever. And that's a really enjoyable lifestyle temporarily, but the hard work is to not let yourself get sucked into that and find people who are on your wavelength and on your on the same focus as you are, because there isn't many people out there,
and it's hard to be around people better than you. It's hard to feel like the shit one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's great to feel like the good one. You know, it feels good. It feels good like to be the best in the room. But
it's hard to
how do you
find
develop
real
from
people
there? Yeah,
that will call you out. Like every time I do like if I'm doing like a work or a job or whatever, I will send my work to people who will rip me apart.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it makes me a better person.
Yeah.
And those are the people that I cherish most in my life, because they're dedicated to me getting better as well, not just themselves.
Yeah.
So find your best 5 people.
Yeah. Richie Heckled Pereira on our podcast a very long time ago, which is very horrific audio, but she once said on there, your vibe is your tribe. And I was like, I like that. That's so
your
true.
Your vibe is your tribe. I like that a lot.
And that's why I think I was very lucky by the circle that I ended up in, but it's also, I was strong enough to stay in the circles that I was in, where I was willing to just be the shit one all the time until I got to a point where I wasn't.
Do you know what I mean? Like how you treat people will determine so much of your success. You know, and whether you can stay in a tribe that.
Yeah. Like I was always like on a dance base, I was either with Cisco, Sean Niles, like Randall, like really established commercial dancers. And then after that, I'd be with John Graham, Marco, Miha, Thomas Simon, Sean Smith, all people that I looked up to. Like we watched on the last episode or the one before of me doing UK stand-up, and I looked terrified because I was with people who were so superior,
much better than you.
so superior to me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
it's being able to put yourself in that situation.
yeah,
You know?
you have to be willing to be shit at something before you can be good, right?
Yeah.
Like every master was once a novice.
Oh, yeah.
And
And so, yeah, like something that I'm also kind of applying, and I've told a few people around me to apply as well, or suggest to apply, is don't be afraid to ask for shit. Like a friend of mine the other day, I was like, right, message all your teachers you are really like good with and see if you can shadow them.
Yeah.
And they all said yes.
Yeah.
So now this person gets loads of shadow work and just gets to take class for free, basically.
yeah.
No one else is probably going to be asking for that.
No, but when they're on a job and or they're shadowing someone on the job and someone gets injured and they need someone to step in quickly, they'll go,
You're then there.
can you step in and fill this spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. She shouldn't be shadowing. She should be doing the job. Boom, you're in.
You're in.
Like-
Absolutely. And it's doing those small, like, I'm such a believer that success is driven from thousands of decisions. It's never just one big decision. There's no such thing as an overnight success, right? It's like what we were saying, like, how do you look after yourself? What's your mental stance like? Like, are you asking for opportunities left, right, and center? Are you putting yourself in a position to take on opportunities left, right, and center? It's like thousands of micro decisions makes the macro decision of whether or not you'll be successful.
Yeah, 100%. I
And
think.
then that's in any field. Like,
and-
I don't know how to be successful as a dancer, but I know how to be successful in other
Well,
works of
my
life.
theory is, if you can be successful at something, you can be successful at anything.
Because it's a mindset.
It's the same. You just have to carry across the same work ethic.
Yeah.
You have to have the same drive. It's the same skills that are required. You know, like the amount. If I put in the amount of time that I did to be a professional dancer into anything else, I'm gonna make it
You're going to make it.
within limits. I'm not gonna be fucking an NBA professional player, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, no, because I'm 5'8".
Oh, yeah.
Like
Okay, NBA, sure.
You know, like there's parameters.
There's
but
physical
like,
limitations
but
sometimes.
if you put in as much effort, you can be successful at it. It might not be to a professional level, but you can have success within that area.
Yeah.
Whether it be I then become a coach for basketball,
Yeah.
and I coach kids.
Absolutely. And
You know, that's a success.
a good way of, I think, to wrap that idea up is who's faster, Usain Bolt or Usain Bolt's coach?
Yeah.
It's Usain Bolt, right? But Usain Bolt's coach has got the knowledge and the,
Yeah.
you know, so it shows you can still be successful even though he might not be physically able to run that job.
Yeah,
I
man,
don't actually know who Usain
dude,
Bolt's coach is, but you know what I
No,
mean?
I teach dancers that roast me.
Yeah.
Like I teach, like, so shout out Al Taylor. I think we shouted her out on the first podcast. But I danced with her on Sunday. I
She's
watched
so
that.
sick.
I watched that video back that we shot together, which we'll put up, and I was like, oh, she roast me. And I always go to her every time I teach. I stand next to her and I go, roast me. And this is what I've done for 2 years.
Right.
Every single class I go, roast me, roast me, and she never does. And then this time on camera,
She roasted you.
she fucking roasted me.
And that must be a really rewarding.
Dude, I watched it and I was like, I was so happy. Like, I wasn't even bothered that my 19-year-old student roasted me because I was so fulfilled and proud. I was like, yes, sick. Also, I need to pull the fuck up next time because I was chilling,
Right.
thinking, I've got this in the bag. I can not mark it, but like, I don't need to
80%.
bang.
Yeah,
like, because in my head, I was like, if I bang, I'm going to make her look bad. That's where my mindset was at. She proved me so wrong.
Amazing.
Like,
and that again goes to show like who you're hanging around with. She now pulling you up, so now you're gonna elevate, and then she's gonna have to pull herself up to like level you.
I tell everyone, roast thy neighbor.
Roast thy neighbor.
If you try and be better than the person next to you, whether you're the best friend or not, if you both start pulling up at the same time, you're both gonna improve.
You're both gonna elevate.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
100%.
Hard work beats talent for me. But what is it?
Every-
Talent that works hard will always win.
Absolutely, and it's also, I guess, is it more of a general context? Is don't just work hard at smart work. Do you know what I mean? So like,
That's
if we
nice.
think of this on a business level, let's say you're a self-employed cleaner, and you charge £10 an hour, you can work 14 hours a day, but you're still capped at 140 quid a day, right? So that's hard work, but it's not smart work.
Yeah.
Smart work is like, can I then create a cleaning business where I have 3 cleaners work underneath my brand? So you can still work 14 hours a day, but you might be making £25 an hour or whatever. And it's like, how can you work at something that will makes more sense. Like,
Yeah.
what do you say? I think it was Alex that said it quite recently. It's like, be your best coach and be a smart dancer. You know, like that's hard work at smart work.
Yeah. Like, I'm really good at hard work. I'm really good at hard work is easy for me. Like you always say to me, "Oh my God, you're fucking driving again."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll drive to the back end of the earth to go and teach and do the thing I love and inspire. And I'm aware that that's not always the smart decision. But with that being said, I make sure that I always do a really, 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 really good job.
And you network whilst you're there.
And I network whilst I'm there, and that opportunity will always be there.
Yeah.
Or I build a relationship where something can build further from that. So when I drive to the back end arse of the country to go and teach for 2 hours, which most dancers or teachers or choreographers wouldn't do, I'm not I'm just going to go and teach that class. I'm going to go teach this class, doing a fantastic job, make sure I give such good credit to my brand and my name that it's undeniable that anyone can say something bad, and I will get other opportunities. And fingers crossed, they tell their friends how good I was.
Your smart work is your networking.
Yeah.
Like that's like you. I think your networking skills is definitely what builds your brand and also represents your brand as well. Like what you said at the end of the Sunday session, ins and outs training program. You said, look, just holler at me anytime you want advice. That to me is smart because it's keeping you in mind like all the time and keeping your brand in the fourth side of their mind.
Well, you've invested in me. Like if you're hiring me to teach, or you're bringing me in, or you've shown that you're willing to invest in me, so I'm willing to invest in you. And sometimes investing in someone doesn't always have to be a financial exchange.
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I mean?
Emotional investment.
It's emotional investment. It's something more than that. Say I taught you 6 months ago, and then 6 months later you've messaged me and gone, I need some advice, and I know the answer. I can give you that answer, but that's not free advice.
No,
You're gonna go to the next person. Do you know who was great? Fucking Kane,
Silver.
man. Kane had my
Absolutely.
back. And then do you know that next person that you spoke to? They're gonna come and go, can I join your training program? Maybe.
that's the smart work because it's how, and it goes what I was saying earlier. It's like, what is your character like, which makes people buy into you. That's the hard work. It's like if you're a good person, genuinely a good person, people buy into you always. A good book that comes to mind is, can I remember the name of this? How to Win Friends and Influence People in the Digital Age. So it's a book that was written in the 1930s and it's kind of been rewritten now. It sounds really manipulative, but it's basically how to be a good person.
Oh, sick. What's it called?
How to Win Friends and Influence People in the Digital Age.
Sick. Maybe we can bring that up on the screen for people to see it. Not right now, unless you want to. We can edit it in.
I'll edit it in probably. Really good book. And again, it goes back to what I was saying. It's like the hard work isn't just how you take class, what you do in school, blah, 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 blah. It's treating people. It's so much more.
Yeah, man. Hard work. Everyone work hard.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Fuck your excuses.
Yeah. All I hear is excuses. David Goggins. Everyone just go and follow David Goggins on Instagram.
Mr. Motivator.
You'll be fine. When he's struggling to do something, he can't do it. He's like, who's going to carry the boats? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Who's going to carry the boats? You're like, yep, dope. Dope. Video of the week.
Video of the week.
Video of the week.
Which is...
Video
I'm going to let you say
of
his
the
name,
week.
because I butcher it every time.
Video of the week is...
Bring this up onto here.
The Tobias Ellehammer. Say it.
Tobias Ellehammer.
What would you call him normally?
Tobias Ellehammer.
Tobias. I think everyone calls him Tobias, but it is Tobias.
Me and Nina were having this debate yesterday.
Yeah, Tobias. And this is Losing My Way. He posted this on YouTube, like, you can press play. He posted this like 2 days ago, I think. Losing My Way, FKJ and Tom Mitch.
Oh, shit.
And it's Tobias and the Easy Twins. So this Vault series that Tobias is doing, The Vault.
Dude, he's nuts.
Dude, he's putting out a video every week, right?
He's done, I think it's 17.
17 so far.
I think total.
There's total. So what's this, 15?
I think so.
17 videos. Can we just talk about the amount of effort and prep that
And
goes into...
the production's good. It's
Yeah.
not even like fucking class videos. It's like high level production.
Who films him? I know Josh Kinsella, 91 films, and then there's another guy called, I want to say it's Mikey Dons, but I might be lying. I hope I'm right. But he films
Isn't
him
Mikey
normally
Don's
as well.
LA?
Yeah, but he helped him do all the Janet videos and screams.
Oh,
so,
it might be.
So maybe, I don't know. But anywho, yeah, but Tobias is smart, man. Like I always say this, like he's obviously he's a phenomenal dancer, right? There's no doubt about it. His dancing and his execution is fantastic. And then his choreography is, visually very, very, very nice to watch. And it always makes sense. It always works. And then I think where he's really, like his talent is second to none. But the thing he's really mastered is, like we kind of said earlier on, investing in himself, right? Like think how much money he spends on these fucking videos. Like he's got to fly to wherever he's shooting it or travel. Like these costumes alone, they weren't free.
No.
They've all got the same fucking shoes on.
Just even paying for videographers.
Yeah, they've all got the same pair of Jordans on. There you go. There's 110 quid, 150 quid. I don't know. They look like...
I mean, it is those twins. They probably had those Jordans already, didn't they?
Well, I don't know. I know Tobias always wears those Jordans. Like, that's a £140 Jordan, I think. Like, 165, isn't it? It's not an Eclipse, it's Horizon. But, like, the outfits, I mean, the hats are a little bit questionable. I don't know why those red things are hanging from their ears. But, it makes a visual effect. Like, that
makes you remember it, though.
Huh?
It makes you remember it.
That's
which
very
is part
true.
of marketing. It's like, you'll go, remember that video where they were wearing the red things?
Yeah. And, like, obviously,
clicks.
the stage, they've obviously brought in themselves because they've done a lot of takes and broken it. But, like, you've invested so much in your own creativity and your own brand that's why he's killing it, man. Like, he gambles on himself. He doesn't play safe. Like, if we think of the videos that he's done, which have gone really viral, he did Janet, which you sent the other day.
I sent
we
it.
watched
That was like 3 years ago, I think.
And the rest. Longer ago. Like, that probably cost quite a bit to make. It was all shot in London, but it still probably cost quite a bit to make. Like, and then, I mean, all the dancers probably did it for free. They're his friends, but rehearsal space, stuff like that.
Yep.
And time. Time is money. You could be doing something else. So, that time, investment of time. And then the MJ Scream one. No, not Scream. He did Scream, but I'm on about Black or White.
Yep.
He flew to like fucking all
Every
these
country in the world.
So many different countries. Like, think how much that cost. Like, I know he flew him and Sandra and a videographer. Like, that's crazy. Like, that is investing so much in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is hard work.
Yep.
That's hard work. Like, his dancing is his talent.
Yep.
Right? But his hard work is how much extra effort he puts in to go the extra mile.
Mm-hmm.
To make it not just a class video. To make it not just a video that he shot in a studio with his friends.
And it shows like a level of like bravery, I guess, because
so much bravery.
You let's say $5,000 into a video quite easily, probably more, and then
how do you know you're not guaranteed to make?
You're not guaranteed money back or exposure. But what I will say is, like, for example, this Vault season is how I think it was 17 videos. That's consistency. And it's the fact that and he's marked out everyone saying, like, this is 2 out of 17, 3 out of 17. There's going to be another one, so you tune back in. That's fucking smart.
And he is never in a rush. He never rushes anything. Like, he doesn't film it and be like, I have to put it out now. Like, if you look at some of the videos, you can tell by how different he looks, like his hair and shit like that some of these were probably shot before lockdown. Like they're all shot over a long period of time. There's so much time that goes into it. It's not like, the kind of life we're in now is like everyone's quick.
Fucking Instagram.
Like, film it, get it out. Film it, get it out. Like, dude, how fast did videos go out this week from the program? Because that's the world we're in.
Literally 2 hours.
Within 2 hours, like, the world saw it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, and that's the world we're in. But his patience to get 17 videos and put them all out 1 week apart.
Must have been like well over years worth of
easy
work,
sitting on content, which is like that. I'd be itching. I'd be like, I need to get it out. I need to make sure it worked.
Yeah.
Because how do you know that it's not? How do you know that it's not going to be relevant in a year's time? You've had all that patience. How do you know it's going to work in a year's time? Because it might not be relevant. Someone might put out something similar before you do. Like, and you're sat on it, and theirs could be better, and you could be like, he's so brave to be actually patient and not just.
And that's the hard work, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Patience is the hard work.
Oh man, he's killing it. Like, and he's young.
How old is he? And what's his background? Like
Dance.
no shit. As in, like, Was he like a tour dancer? Like,
He was a working dancer for a while. I remember when he first came to London, I did X Factor with him, and it was him and Jonathan Bishop, and they were probably like 18. And I just come back from LA, and I remember in rehearsals, him and Jonathan Bishop Jonathan is a superstar as well, and they were both so full out in rehearsals. And I remember me and Sean Niles going to him, kids, calm the fuck down, because you're making
is he younger than you? Is he?
Tobias, yeah. Me and Sean Niles went to him, kids, calm the fuck down, you're making us look lazy in rehearsals. Because they were doing everything so full out, and like, if something would be like mission impossible to make it work, they would try like 100 times to make it work. And we're like, because they're new and they're eager and they're dope, and we'd be like, it's been a long week, chill the fuck out. Like, let's find the easy option. But yeah, so he was a dancer for a while, and then he went into being like a creative and choreographing. So when I did Kylie, I auditioned for him and Ashley Wallen, but I auditioned under his choreography.
Okay.
So I got the job under his choreography. So
How
I'm assuming
fucking hard is this choreo?
His stage choreo isn't hard.
Right. Have you ever taken like his open classes?
I've taken one, which was a collab of him and CJ Salvador. Yeah, it was lovely. Really fun class. I've never taken another class. Just never, the timing never works, and it's all the way in London. So I don't travel to London that often just to take class. But his stage choreo was really nice. It felt so good on the body.
Didn't you do something for Strictly quite recently?
He did, yeah. So he did...
was it Strictly?
Yeah, the Spider-Man number, which he fucking roasted.
Yeah, it was sick.
He smashed it.
It's the only one I've watched from...
Do you know what Strictly?
No.
No, me either.
It's too much filler time.
I watch
too much like shit in between.
I would like to watch it if they only showed me the dances.
Yeah.
You know,
I just can't be
like
asked for the rest of the
like
bullshit.
Match of the Day. It's like I don't want to watch a whole match. I just want to watch the good bits.
Yeah.
Like I'd watch
highlight reel.
Yeah, I'd watch the highlight reel. I don't need to see all the talking, the judges' comments and all that. Like I don't really care for that. I just want to watch the dancing. But the fam and Georgia watch Strictly a lot, so I always end up seeing it. But normally I'm working on my phone. But yeah, man. So Tobias's video of the week. Tobias and Easy Twins. I should stop just saying Tobias. Tobias and Easy Twins. Video of the week. And Easy Twins are fucking dope, man.
I love how... I mean, they've done like a lot of work together from what I've seen.
The three of them.
They all... Yeah. Their style matches so well.
Yeah, they work really well together. And they did... what's the dance program in America? That Neo and J-Lo and that judge.
Oh, yeah. Were they on that, were they?
Yeah, they were on that and they fucking killed it.
World of Dance.
Oh, see his foot hit the croak then. Good job.
That's what I pointed out.
Didn't even, just kept going. Pow, pow.
I think,
True pro.
like, what do you think of Tobias' style?
I think it's very precise, is very accurate, and is very complex. But he makes it look effortless.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I know I wouldn't make it look that effortless. It's very visually pleasing.
A lot of shapes, a lot of...
There's a lot of shapes, a lot of angles, a lot of details, a lot of footwork, a lot of jumping. It's just a lot, but he's so good at it, he makes it look easy. I don't think everyone makes it look easy. I don't think it's something that you can just go and learn and feel good and just be like, I've just learned this, watch me roast it. It's one of those ones that you need to learn it and probably rehearse for a bit.
2 weeks later, come back.
Yeah, before it starts to feel good on the body. Because it's just, unless you're a fucking ninja and can just pick it up in 2 seconds, like Hitchelly would, or Tyre, like I've seen them learn it in a day or in a class and kill it. And like Anders does as well. But maybe it's like I imagine it's like everything. I bet if you take his class every week, it'll start to become, you understand the formula.
The movement.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying John's and Marco's is easy for me at all. But if there's a class
movement.
that I go in and I don't feel too stressed, it's that. Yeah, everyone around me is stressing the entire time.
Yeah.
But it's because, I've learned from them so much that I understand it. I understand even how they deliver. I understand how they teach.
Yeah.
So I imagine it'd be like that.
And the way they
he's
communicate and stuff.
it. And I love all this shit.
Yeah, so sick.
So good.
And what I also liked about this video was the set design was so simple. Yeah. I mean, but they just put it in between 2 trees and it looks lovely.
Yeah.
It was like the simplicity of it really worked for me.
It's dope.
From a video visual standpoint.
Yeah, video of the week. Tobibi and Easy Twins. Tobibi. And then for Booked and Blessed, please go to Tobias's YouTube. It is just Tobias Ellehammer, and go and subscribe. Watch, we're subscribed. Hell to the yeah. Anywho, Booked and Blessed.
Booked and Blessed.
Is.
Which one? This one?
Yes. No, other one.
Let me just bring it up
Yeah.
on the other screen. This one?
Yes. So, Booked and Blessed is Ola. I always butcher her last name. I want to say Papior. Ola. Can you
Go
read that?
watch this before you listen to the review.
Yeah, go
So
and
what's
watch
her
it.
Instagram?
At Ola Papior. I can never say her
I'm
last
butchering
name.
this. There we go.
Papior. Ola. So what I liked is, like, if you watch the video, you know, she's a fucking fantastic dancer. Like, she is a phenomenal dancer. I always see her as like she's a real hip hop head. Like, she's a hip hop dancer. But this is something which is quite stagey for her, and I've never really seen her highlight this side of her.
Mm-hmm.
It still has her authenticity to it. It still has her hip hop flavors and like her textures and her groove. Like, to me, she has so much groove and everything just looks effortless. Like, but then there's nice little stagey moments and she's performing it. She's not just banging out choreo like roasting. Like, there's nice textures, there's nice moments. Look, yeah, she's performing, she's having a good time. Like, I just really enjoyed it. And what made me enjoy it even more then was when I put the caption with it. So if you read the caption, oh, this is nice, watch this. It gets everyone in for a little groove section at the end. Hey. Nice. Really nice. So then, yeah, it's quite stagey. It's not like a traditional hip-hop one or like that kind of feel that I guess you'd see her do. But she says, I was fully living my best life dancing in class today. Someone has to put me on stage ASAP. Miss it too much. This time we worked on performance, precision, presence, and energy. If you know me, you know that choreographing live tracks are my favorite. I'm manifesting that tour. Such a positive and challenging class. So good to bring things like that from time to time. Much love for you all. One more round at the hub. Like, I don't know. There was something about like her putting it out. Like, she's like, this is why we did it. This is what it is. And I'm putting it out there. I'm manifesting that I'm going to make it happen. And like, if I read that and I was in a position to hire someone,
It makes you more likely to hire him, right?
and then I watch this, I'd be like, you fucking go, girl. Like, let's go. Like, I'd hire you. You killed it and you won it. And you're like, don't know, there's just, it felt like it matched. It made sense with what she's like delivering.
Sure.
Especially from seeing her other stuff. And I never, and Ola, if I'm wrong, I'm really sorry. I never see her as like, in air quote, working dancer. Like, she's not on every tour in the country. Or she's not on every big job in the country. Or to be honest, I've never worked with her either. Like, she's an incredible fucking dancer and she works and she teaches a lot. But now I've seen this and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, you chase that dream. Like, you grab that. Like, you deserve it because you're an incredible dancer. You have so much talent and like, you're putting it out there that you want it. So go get it. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
to me, this it's the bravery to put that online and be
Yeah.
like, this is what I want.
This
like,
is what you want.
You're gambling on yourself. You're not just being like, come take class every Monday 7 p.m. You're being like, I'm putting this out there. This is what I want. Someone take a risk on me.
Absolutely.
Like, that's a gamble.
Risk, you know,
Because some
she's
people,
proven the worth.
yeah, but yeah, 100%. But it's the self-confidence within being able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because most people wouldn't put that out there and be like, you should hire me.
No.
Because they're not that confident within themselves. They might say it, but they might not mean it. But like, don't know. It relates to me. And the choreo's dope. She dances it lovely. Nice textures. It's still true to her.
Yep.
But it's quite stagey. You get to see why she should be on stage. It's not just a dance combo. She's performing it like she's on stage.
Boom.
So for me, she is booked and blessed. Booked and blessed. Ola Papior. Please go to it. I'm going to say that wrong. I need to know how to say it. But please go to her Instagram, follow her, and show her some love. And I believe that is all the topics covered for the day, my friend.
That is.
Before we go, we have the Ins and Outs training program starting on November the 14th for 4 Sundays back to back. We finish on December the 4th. The guest teacher of the month is the incredible Francisco Gomez, also known as Cisco Gomez. So buzzing to have him. Feels like such an achievement. I remember being like a 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid, watching videos of Cisco on YouTube, and I wanted to be like him, except I didn't have an afro. But I remember seeing him judge a UDO competition in Blackpool, and he had a SpongeBob Square t-shirt on, a yellow one. And when I was a week later, I was shopping and I saw that t-shirt in blue banana and I bought it just so I could be like him.
Such a fanboy.
Literally, that's how much I loved him. Yeah. So to actually now, like, and it was my dream once upon a time to get into Dance to Excess, which was his and Kimberly Taylor's training company. So now to be able to say, like, he's teaching at my program feels really like...
Full circle.
Full circle. Kind of similar to feeling like when John taught. Yeah. It was like, my hero is like coming and teaching on behalf of me, or like willing to represent for me. Yeah. And like the same as Cisco, same thing. It's more than just, for everyone else would be like, oh my God, they're learning from Cisco. But to me, it's so much more than that. So it's super dope that he's coming. So if you want to come and train, we're almost sold out, but you know, there might be some spaces left when you hear this. It's in Swindon on Sundays, 4 till 7 p.m. Also, make sure you go to @Gibson_media. That's @Gibson_media_. There's an underscore at the end.
Gibson Media was already taken.
Media. Bastards. No, @Gibson_media_.
Well, hey, we're learning.
If you want to get some photography, some headshots, some body shots, some gun shots, some alcoholic shots. If you want to get just show reel shots. Done, anything on a camera with the Camera Ninja, hit him up. He's your guy.
Also, if there's anything that you want us to discuss on this podcast,
yes,
please drop a comment, PM us, whatever.
Also, if there's anyone that you think should be booked and blessed or video of the week, send it to us. Send us your videos. Also, no, that's it. That's all I've got. Peace out. One love. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Oh, man. Before we go, Kicks of the Week.
Kicks of the Week.
Kicks of the Week. The Jordan 3s today. I think these are my favourite.
You say this every week.
The breads on the first one, they meant the most.
Right.
But like the ones I wore last week, the Tinker Hatfields. Yep. They're really cool because Justin Timberlake always wears them. Yep. And they're really comfy. But like visually to look at, I think those
are the most exciting for you.
These are like orgasmic.
And on that note,
peace out, my friends. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, Apple Music, whatever you listen to your podcasts on, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon, Google, all of them.
Make an account.
Yeah, make an account. Share the podcast with your friends. Go to theinsandoutspodcast.com for more information. Peace out.
Boom.
Love.